Danny, 3 points against Carlisle. What's your assessment?
Over the moon, 3 points. Over the moon. Might have not been so happy if they'd scored in the last minute and made it 2-2, but at this stage of the season, listen, any stage of the season, it's about results. It was a bit of a nervy ending, went off the ball a bit, didn't we, last 5 to 10 minutes? Not even 10 minutes, last 5 minutes. But you see the reaction of the supporters when the players go around clapping them. It's about results. Football has been, always will be about results. But you only tend to get them if you do the right things. And for most of that game we did. Very one-sided. Did the 10 men help for you? Of course it did. Very, very bad tackle. So, you know, it was fully deserved in my opinion. And a lot of times nationally we weren't getting them, were we? In the years we've been non-league, we weren't getting those decisions. It was very frustrating. So fair play to the officials, fair play to the fourth official. He spoke up and spoke his mind on what he saw because the ref was blinded by it. But even before that, I thought we were very dominant. Carlisle was in a very tough position, but they've got some really good players and obviously a very, very experienced manager. So there was certainly no complacency in our camp tonight. So whether it's a last-minute goal for them, which made the last few minutes nervous, or a 5-0 win, a win's a win. And like I've said during the start of this little good run we're on, it's only a little good run by the way, if we can just keep all the town and the supporters optimistic and excited going to the last few games, then yeah, that can only be good for everyone.
The first half, Carlisle's goalkeeper seemed to play like Peter Kay. In the second half, he was more like Peter Shilton, wasn't he? So.
Yeah, he made some fantastic saves. And I'm going to be biased, but I don't think I'm being too biased in saying that another day that could have been 5 or 6 at some point. Fair play to them, they put their bodies on the line. They obviously pursued with a low block with 10 men against a team like ourselves who were very good at home. And it looked like it was going to work for them for the last period, and you're hoping that frustration doesn't turn into bad decision making, and it wasn't. We kept doing the right things, even from corners. Obviously they're only sending one out, we were playing short. Michael out on the left was, you know, he was good first half, excellent second half coming. You think in a minute one's going to drop. Dobbs had one from distance. So yeah, their goalie did excellent. Well, I'd look at their crowd, they were getting the ump after with their players, but I think it was the only one they clapped, so that tells you something that we all saw how good their goalie was tonight. So fair play to him, but we made him work, so fair play to us as well. Obviously a bit of a mistake at the end, but you can't have it all your own way. If you'd ask anyone at this town before the game, you'd take a 2-1, we would have taken it, and now the table looks quite good.
Was the players' idea to go with the short corners most and quickly, get the ball quickly?
We said at half-time that, you know, they're down to 10 men, so see what they do. Some teams choose to keep sending the 2 out to stop you playing. They chose to stay in and mark the players, so it worked really well. So fair play for the players for adopting that strategy. And like I say, even in open play, we were being patient. At a 1-0, we made them work. At 2-0, you think, do we need a third? And it just went a little bit sloppy. But out of 94 minutes, 2 minutes of sloppiness didn't cost us, so that's great.
We've seen it loads of times this season, but it's very difficult to play against 10 men, isn't it?
Yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult, but they're bottom of the league for a reason, and that's no disrespect. And we had to make sure that they didn't kick-start their season tonight by getting a last-minute point or getting that goal early on where it was nearly put their centre-forward in on goal. So we had to make sure that we weren't we didn't cause our own undoing in the game. We didn't. Like I said, we remained professional. We didn't let the disappointment of not scoring lead to bad decisions. We kept doing the right thing, the things the manager wants, and being patient, but crossing at the right time, and some things weren't true. Another day, Griggy scores that header from the corner. So it's another day. It could have been 5 or 6, and at the end, when the ref blows his whistle, you're a little bit relieved. Of course we are, because the 3 points means everything.
Yeah, we saw earlier how difficult Carlisle were to break down, didn't we, even in the first game in December as well. So as the game went on, were you thinking, it's not going to be one of those games, is it?
I've got to say, I did feel reasonably comfortable at 2-0. But you are thinking, because we were being patient and keeping the ball, it would only take one mistake. We're hoping we weren't going to make any mistakes, and you know the players have been excellent for large periods tonight, so we can't be too harsh, especially when it doesn't cost you the 3 points. And then obviously when it does go to 2-1, you're asking the players to deal with any sort of negativity or nervousness that might surround them within the stadium. And I thought the supporters were excellent tonight, supported them throughout. And like I said earlier in the interview, when you see the reaction of those supporters at the final whistle, that nervousness is out of the system because they look at the table and it's another win for the Spireites.
Is it hard to sort of rule out the goal that Carlisle got from your point of view, but from a defensive point of view, you're a little bit frustrated with that, if that's one blemish on tonight?
Love a clean sheet. You know, that would have been 3 on the trot, which I mean, first time we'd had 3 on the trot all season, and probably last year as well. So that's disappointing, but every single one of those players deserves a pat on the back because they've gone from losing 4 on the trot and thinking the season's going to peter out to really rolling their sleeves up and giving all these supporters something to get excited about. And I'll say it again, you know, we've got some big games left, starting with Tranmere. They're fighting for their lives. They're only 4 points clear now, Morecambe won tonight. They'll be fighting for their lives. So, like we've done in the previous games, like the gaffers keep promoted within the dressing room and within our camp, is don't take anyone for granted, anything, regardless of us playing teams near the bottom. Sometimes they're the ones that can cause you the most damage.
John Fleck made his first league start for the club tonight. It looked like he'd played all season, didn't he?
He was excellent. You know, it's a shame we haven't been able to use John as much as we'd have liked when we signed him, but that's, you know, that is what it is. But yeah, he was excellent tonight. He's been excellent throughout, especially since his unfortunate fit and niggling injuries. He looks fit now, and I think you saw tonight little glimpses of why he played in the Premier League.
And Tom Naylor's ill, is that right?
Yeah, he said he felt a bit groggy for a while. Felt a bit groggy before Barrow. And obviously that long trip home probably don't help. And he just didn't feel right yesterday. Rang him this morning, and he said it's probably best he missed out tonight for the benefit of the team and the squad. So hopefully he'll be back involved Thursday.
Nice to have options now, isn't it, going into the final few games?
Yeah, it is. It is nice to have options, and it's what's nice. And as the games are going on, is that we're not having to make changes through injury. I think Exeter in the cup pool, wasn't it? We had to make 2 or 3 just through injuries. And those lads ended up being out for months and months, not days and days, months and months. So if we can keep a pretty full, fit bill of health going into this last push, and it is a push, because it's still relatively unlikely to get in because you're relying on things to happen. Saying that, the same token, it would be on our own hands. Could we win the last few games? Stranger things have happened.